Oh yeah, this time change thing. Let's get to a comment from viewer Michael, who wrote to us, Congress must act on daylight saving time. No, not to make it permanent. How about a law banning the biannual lamenting of its existence? Thanks for that. The clocks do fall back this weekend, and for some of you, well, that's great, but others not so thrilled. Wasn't there a bill in Congress to end all the clock back and forth? Yes, there was. Let's explain.
We're all familiar with our twice-annual cue to spring forward or fall backward. But didn't Oregon and Washington get rid of this? Yes, we'll get to that. So why are we still changing the clocks, and how did we get here? Well, back in 1966, Congress passed the Uniform Time Act, establishing daylight saving time nationwide. By the way, it is saving, not savings. Oregon was already on board back then, having done the same 4 years before that. The idea to turn the clocks forward 1 hour on the last Sunday in April and then turn them back on the last Sunday in October. Basically, it lets humans make better use of daylight as the sun rises and sets later and later throughout the summer. The official time change happens at 2 a.m. when most of us, hopefully, are asleep. In 2005, Congress extended the daylight saving time window, scheduling us to spring forward in March and fall back in November. Well, a lot of people find these frequent time shifts kind of annoying. Some states like Arizona don't observe daylight saving time at all. In 2019, Oregon and Washington decided to take a page out of their book. But lawmakers instead passed a bill to keep both states on daylight saving time all year round. In other words, the schedule we use during the summer would become our schedule all year. But, and this is key, none of us can actually make that switch yet, because for that to happen, we need approval from Congress and the President. In short, we're stuck in legislative limbo waiting on D.C. And that's how we got here.
In March of last year, the U.S. Senate passed the Sunshine Protection Act with the intention of making daylight saving time permanent this past spring. It looked promising considering that it passed the chamber unanimously, but the U.S. House did not consider the bill, citing higher priorities like the budget and the war in Ukraine. Okay. That same bill was reintroduced in March of this year, but then it was sent to a committee and does not appear to be going anywhere. Same goes for a companion bill on the House side. And even if one of those bills passed in both chambers, it would still need to be signed by President Biden, who has not said how he feels about daylight saving time. So the tradition, like it or not, continues at 2 o'clock in the morning this Sunday. Now, for a lot of people, daylight saving time in the fall can be the beginning of the winter blues, as it feels so much like our time away from work is just spent in the dark. Dr. Paul Geiger of Providence Health says the time change takes our bodies out of the natural rhythm and can create more stress, leading to things like depression and insomnia. His advice? Good sleep hygiene.
So that would be like, getting up at the same time every day. Trying to go to bed at the same time as well, but getting up is the real key thing. The best sleep medicine is a busy day. And if you've got a 16-hour busy day, you're more likely to get good sleep.
All right. The doc also says try to avoid caffeine after noon and exercising too late in the day. Probably should not have been sipping this caffeinated tea during the commercial breaks.